Good morning, Wadsworth. I'm Janie Parrish, the director at the Wadsworth Area Chamber of Commerce, and do we have a treat for you today? We're at the newly opened Dolce at the Strand, originally the Strand Theater, and we're going to give you a tour of everything that goes on at Dolce at the Strand. And so get your taste buds ready.
The owners, PJ and Coda, of the Dolce at the Strand.
All right, welcome to Dolce at the Strand, our new adventure here in Wadsworth. We feature 16 flavors a day of made in-house gelato, made every morning. We'll have traditional flavors, we will have some fun flavors, everything's fresh, everything as much as we can is local. We use Hartzler's Dairy for our milk, and we have sorbets that are fat-free and dairy-free. We have some really interesting flavors like olive oil and herb today. Peppermint for the season today, and then we have our traditionals: vanilla, chocolate, pistachio, some things we'll always keep, but it's all fresh, no preservatives, no additives, no mixes, all made right in our machines in back in the Italian tradition, just like you'd see if you went to Florence, Italy, or anywhere else in Italy. We learned from a woman from Italy, taught us how to do this, and it's as authentic as you're going to get in the States.
Oh, boy. Come back through in about a half hour, will you?
Thank you. That is amazing. And as I said before, I probably just exceeded my carb allowance for the next 2 days. But it's worth it, so thank you.
Yeah, for my Weight Watchers points, I'm now into next week. Yeah.
So here we are in the back room where everything happens. The magic happens, I guess, when it comes to Dolce at the Strand, and Nicole's going to tell us a little bit about it.
All right, well, these are the two workhorses of making gelato. So these two machines came, they're called Bravos. They came from Italy on a slow boat. They arrived in July, but there are two chamber systems. So there's two parts of making gelato. One is pasteurization, and the other is the actual freezing of the product. So we put all the ingredients in the top. Make sure the chamber's closed. We've learned that the hard way. Make sure the chamber is closed. You pasteurize, you put everything in there. We use no mixes, everything just pure raw ingredients. Close the lid, pasteurize it. When it's time and done, then you open the chamber and it goes right into the freezing chamber. And then your gelato comes extruded out of the bottom. And then you can be making another batch on the top while the bottom one is freezing.
Very nice. And then the hose on the side, is that for getting it out?
All cleaning. Obviously, we're dealing with dairy, so sanitation is high level. I mean, it's always in the restaurant business high level importance, but in this particular, just because of dairy, we have to be beyond cautious with all of our cleaning of equipment. So yeah, that's all built into a water line. It all gets flushed out.
Right. So what are our beautiful workers back here doing? Right
These are our two bakers. We have Bev Baker and our lead production manager, Tylisha. What are you guys working on right now?
This is chocolate cake for the chocolate cupcakes, and we're going to fill them with a raspberry buttercream this time.
Ooh, I didn't even know that. Raspberry buttercream. I'm glad I came back here. But we bake everything here on site. Again, like no mixes, no fillers, everything. So when we have our ingredient list, it's like what you would have at home. Butter, flour, sugar, all words you can pronounce, but baking powder and salt, and then chocolate. That's pretty much what we live in,
Okay,
right?
so now we're sitting here at Dolce at the Strand, and you can see an array of food that they serve here. And we're going to find out all about this food, but I have some questions first.
Yeah.
So first, let's talk about how'd you come up with this idea? Because this is really unique.
Well, we initially, our first thought when we started looking at the building was to put a full on a different concept restaurant in here, different than we have across the street. And we got the first estimate to put in hood system, fire suppression, and all the things involved in putting in a full-on
Sure.
kitchen. And we looked at the price tag and
Said no.
said no.
Hard pass.
Yeah,
Hard
hard pass.
pass.
More money, more zeros than I've seen in my lifetime was on that estimate. So we're like, well, we still want to do something, and we had been to Italy and thought this would be a neat idea, and we really wanted to make a destination for people to come downtown and have a place to hang out and get some fun things that would also complement our restaurant across the street, not compete with it, but complement with it. And we just talked. We go out to dinner even in Fairlawn, and there's nowhere to go to get a good dessert and a glass of wine and a snack late at night that's not a full dinner. So we thought, why not?
So then we went to gelato school.
Oh my gosh, you don't hear that every day.
Gelato University, yeah.
Gelato. And where was that?
Well, we went to San Clemente, California, but we were taught by a native Italian. Her name's Maria, and actually she came to Wadsworth. She was here a couple weeks ago to onboard our production people. So she did all the training for them, and she gave us all her recipes. They're all, the first time chemistry ever made sense to me, or was ever remotely fun, was looking at it. You just take a sheet of paper, you draw a line down the middle, you have your main 4 components of making gelato, and then you have to balance it to make it creamy and smooth. That's more your department. But I actually enjoyed chemistry for the first time in my life.
I love it. Okay, so what is the difference between gelato and ice cream? Because they're both
Primarily
cold.
several. They're both cold. Gelato is way less fat content. It's a much lower fat content. When you eat premium ice cream, which we love ice cream too, don't get me wrong.
Sure.
But you know when you eat premium ice cream and your tongue feels like it's coated? You'll never get that with gelato. That's from the high fat content. And they whip a ton of air into it to make it huge. And gelato is, if you melt the same amount of gelato and ice cream, the liquid will be almost double on gelato, which allows you to taste the flavors more. You have more real flavors because you don't have to whip all the air into it, and it's served at a temperature. Your tongue can only taste at a certain temperature, and with what you have to serve ice cream at, your tongue doesn't taste all the flavors of what you serve gelato at because of the denser way you produce it. You taste all the flavors, so we can do fun things like olive oil and rosemary and peppermint and different flavors as we go. You'll see some fun, crazy things here as we move forward. So
I got to say, it sounds like a challenge. Maybe we should turn the temperature down and they try everything.
Yes, I think so. So I wanted to ask a couple questions here, too. Behind us, you have the Strand. This is what it originally looked like when it was built in 1920. How did you come up with this idea to pull the Strand in again?
Sure.
Well, I think when you're approached to buy one of the most iconic buildings, arguably one of the most iconic buildings in downtown Wadsworth, and you have that privilege to be entrusted with it, you have to pay homage to the history of the building, the history of the town. Wadsworth, there are so many people who are born and raised here, and we really wanted to tie it in. So the Strand Theater, so we this was one of that, the nods to that. The stanchions, with the red ropes, the red carpet when you come in, your Oscar if you choose table service, are all nods to the heritage of the building. I mean, how can you be in here and not acknowledge that and pay? I mean, this was a gathering place of years gone by, and this is what we want to continue the legacy, just in a different way.
right down to having a screen there to show some, I think you had films of Italy the last time I was here, which was just a couple days ago. So it's great to be back here again, and thank you. It's nice that we're doing this in the evening as opposed to morning, since we're outside of work hours, just in case my owners, the bosses at the Post are watching. So I have a nice glass of Chianti as well. So.
And I will just make note, I'm just saying that glass was a little fuller when we started training. Just going to put that out there for you.
Okay.
You're wondering why Janie's off camera every once in a while. Now you know.
Okay, so you have 16 flavors of gelato every day, and
Correct.
you're mixing and matching, and you've got such creativity
Yeah,
that
it's
you
fun.
can do that.
It's fun.
And then it's not only gelato, but you have some other things too.
Why don't you talk about baked goods?
Well, we have a team of bakers, Tylisha and Beverly, and they bake everything here from scratch. So like when you look at an ingredients, like I'm looking at the ingredients in a shortbread, it's egg, sugar, butter, flour, baking soda, salt, vanilla. That's all that's in that cookie. There's everything that you would have in your own kitchen. So that's how they bake, but all things that are reflective of Italian. So tiramisu you have in front of you. We have cookie samples, including biscotti, and then the one with sprinkles is my grandma's recipe. That's why they're called mum cookies.
Oh, that's so
Traditionally,
nice.
Italian sweets and baked goods are not as sugary, or they tend to be flavorful, but not as sweet as Americans would eat.
Oh, okay.
So they're like the cookie, the mum cookie roll is great as an after dinner cookie, but a lot like we grew up eating it in the morning, like with milk or
Oh, okay.
coffee.
Yeah.
Kind of like a biscotti can do dual purpose like that too.
So, and you make biscotti here.
Everything, yeah.
Everything is made here.
And
So-
your charcuterie tray that you have here.
Imported. This one's a meat tray. You can choose 2 or 3 of our various meats, and then it has seasonal accompaniments. We have right now 7 imported cheeses from Italy, but real, it's not the Parmesan you're getting at Giant Eagle. It's
Or even Aldi.
or even Aldi.
My favorite.
Yeah, Parmesan Reggiano, the hard brick, chipping off pieces of it. So, so you get to try that, and a charcuterie board or cheese board, cocktail, and some gelato. Which, by the way, I didn't add in. In Italy, they do consider gelato a meal.
Oh,
It's not a dessert.
See, Weight Watchers should get in dialed
We
in.
do
That's
as well, but
right.
it has to also have a margarita along with to really
Exactly.
balance out the the food.
yes. Oh, now there's a place here. I mean, you could eat here as far as the tables are, but there's a place as part of the area that you could just go and sit there and just enjoy. You wouldn't have to just get up and say, okay, I'm done with my gelato, I'm
Right.
going now.
Right.
That you could really visit with your
Absolutely.
friends.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you have an option. You can come and go through the line and get counter service,
Okay.
or you can be seated and we'll wait on you. Because when I'm coming out, like when I go to the gelato, maybe I want to just go through the line. Especially I think in the summer there'll be a lot of people going onto the patio. But if I'm coming out and having charcuterie board, glass of wine, Aperol, spritz, I want to visit and I want somebody to bring things to the table, serve me, eat with real utensils, china.
Yeah, relax and enjoy yourself.
Right.
And that's exactly what it should be about. You mentioned earlier 16 flavors of gelato. What are your inspiration? I know you have some that are standard, but what are your inspiration for some of the other flavors?
Things I see, things I think about. So over at the restaurant, I think I'm going to try a maple and pecan because of the maple syrup for the pancakes at the Valley Cafe. Try to draw
Oh,
some of that in.
sure.
So peppermint was just a
I
Christmas.
saw you posted that yesterday.
Yep, candy canes, crunched up candy canes in it for Christmas. Olive oil, the olive oil and herb was one I just always wanted to do. We actually had olive oil in Florence, and I was like, I've got to learn how to do that one. And we can also use that over at the restaurant and put it as sides with dishes. But just wanted to do some things like that. We're working on a gingerbread for the season.
Very
Not
good.
quite sure how to pull that one off. So just thinking of things. I'm already thinking for summer. We really want to expand the sorbets going into summer when there's fresh fruit available because you can always get some berries. That's why we have raspberry and strawberry and blackberry.
Oh,
We
good.
don't really want to have all berries, but it's
Yeah.
what we can get right now, and we don't want to use subpar products. So I'm already thinking mango, pineapple.
Oh, I
When
love
we can get
mango.
fresh mangoes, we learned how to make that one. That won't be.
We did a mango
stretch.
basil in gelato
It
school.
was phenomenal. So
Yeah, gelato you.
yeah, gelato
Yeah.
you.
Alumni. We're alumni.
Now, if Michael and I could come up with a flavor and you would like it, could you name it after the Wadsworth Chamber?
Absolutely. I would
Okay.
love to do that.
Okay.
Any alcohol-infused ones? 'Cause
Yeah, we
ours might have that in
We
the recipe.
actually, yeah. I'm working on also. We did learn how to make when we were at Gelato U, it was right around St. Patrick's Day, so we learned
Yeah.
to make one with Irish whiskey to learn
Right.
how to incorporate whiskeys into the mix. But yeah, we know how to. We'll do one with wine. I
Okay.
want to do a red wine moving forward.
We've done one with Marsala. What is
Yeah.
that called?
Zabagnone.
Zabagnone.
We had that out at
Wow.
Thanksgiving when we first
Best.
when we were doing our soft opening. We had that out, and it's Marsala wine based. It's phenomenal. It's really
Very
good.
nice. So people could go right across the street, Valley Cafe, and say, ooh, that was good. Now I'm just going to go over and get a little gelato. Yeah.
And if you bring your receipt from either of the Akron or the Wadsworth store, lunch, breakfast, or dinner, you get a discount here.
That day.
That day.
That
Same
day.
day.
Can't store up your receipts for 3 weeks and come and go, I've got 7, can I have 70% off? No, it's that same day you can come over and get a dessert or whatever you want here.
What if there's 7 receipts from the same day?
That would if someone did that, I might do something for you.
Okay.
Challenge accepted.
Challenge
You already
accepted.
said that.
Oh. So you opened on Tuesday. Today is Friday. And you have gone through so much gelato
It's
already.
amazing. It's amazing.
Holy smokes. That
Yeah.
is amazing. That
Gelato and tiramisu we've made 2
Oh.
trays of tiramisu. That's been the most surprising. And it's really good, and I knew people would buy it, but I mean,
The volume.
we're making 2 trays of that every day,
And there's
And it's
40
selling out,
slices
yeah.
in a tray.
Wow.
and it's selling
Wow.
out by the end of the
Wow.
night. We had one woman come the other night. Wonderful lady came in and said we had literally just sold the last one before her, and she goes, "I would like a tiramisu to go for my husband." We're like, we just sold the last one. Would you like anything else? She goes, "No, that's what I came for. I'll be back tomorrow." And she turned. I felt
She
so
tackled
bad.
the person going out the door.
I felt so bad, but it's like that is just like it across the street. That's when you make fresh. When it's gone, it's gone. We're not just flipping them out of a mold. It's
Yeah.
when we make what we make for the day, and if it goes, it goes. And we try our best. We don't want to run out. We want to
Sure.
please everyone, but there are times
well,
one
and
of the
it's
flavors
new,
is going to
too.
run out, and
That's
it's going to
it.
run out
Yeah.
till tomorrow, or
That's
then
how you
we
know it's
replace
good.
it.
Yep,
That's right.
That's true. How did you come up with the name Dolce? I got the at the Strand
Yeah.
part.
Well, Dolce means sweet in Italian.
Oh,
So
okay.
everything we do here is kind of has a sweet bent to it. So we thought it was pretty, and we wanted to incorporate the Strand into the name somehow because it just makes sense, and so people know where to go and to be a part of the experience of the Strand.
And I thought it was named after my sweet puppy, who's also named Dolce.
That's beautiful.
As well. So.
Very nice. And tell us about the logo.
Well, we just wanted something that would be simple and easy recognizable. You'll see the D on everything. Actually, we don't have it out here, but on our budino that you guys had at the chamber luncheon, we have little pieces of chocolate with the D on it. We just wanted something that was really easily recognizable. You saw that D, you know it was us, and we wanted something that was Wadsworth colors.
Perfect.
Very good.
Yeah.
That's where the red comes from, is for the Grizzlies.
And something that he'd look great on a
Yeah.
chef.
Yeah, there you go. Now you purchased the building. Okay, so then when I first came to the chamber, our office was here on the 2nd floor, and I'm actually happy and sad at the same time that we're not here because I said I'd be coming down the steps. Yeah, I would order online. I'll be right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Although Nicole had a great idea. You know, it could always be like Downton Abbey and have the little bell ringing.
Be like JD Bell. And they would ring, and we could have one for Aperol Spritz, and one for tiramisu, one for gelato, and you could ring whichever one you
We could
wanted.
probably put those in over at the chamber offices now.
I think so
Absolutely.
too. But tell us what's upstairs now, because it's different from when the chamber was here.
We have several offices. All the individual offices, there's 4 of them, are all rented. So
Okay.
we have some just local small businesses. We have a Prism Wealth Management up there. We have a single attorney, and we have
You mean he's not married?
She.
She. Oh, okay. Because I was going to say my girlfriend's ears just perked up.
sole practice. Sole
So
practice, I guess, would be a better way to say it. Sarah White's up there, and then we have a mortgage lender. Our corporate offices are up there. We finally have a corporate office because
Nice.
that's not the back of our car. That's our prior former. My car, his car. Which office is it in? The Subaru or the
Sounds like my office.
Nissan? And then we have a very large suite up there that we're really excited about. We've only promoted it for about 2 days. It's called Wadsworth Work Hubs. So it's a big suite. It has 4 offices, and you can rent your individual hub. So you would have your private office, and then you would share the common space, which has a kitchen, a bathroom, and a work area, eat-in area, like break room in it.
Nice.
So there's 4 hubs in there. 2 and almost 3 of them are spoken for, because it's just a lot of remote workers, people that work remotely that are, they don't want to be nomads. As much as we love coffee shops,
Yes.
they're working and they're doing business, and so they have some privacy, but they also get the benefit of community.
Right. Oh,
And get out of the house. We
And
have
get
a
out of the
software
house.
developer, and that's what he said. He's like, I work in my basement, but that's good and bad at the same time, working
Yeah.
in your basement. It's very hard to stay motivated in your basement, but if
Oh
I get
my
up
gosh,
at
yes.
8 o'clock and get dressed and go to an office, I'm doing the same work,
Sure.
but it motivates me to get out and do a little more. So,
And they can be social with each other.
yeah.
Yes. So
And
it
see
could
some
be like
people.
an incubator if you're in that market.
Right.
Does the rent include all the gelato you can eat?
It does not, but there is a little trade in there, we're not going to lie. So we're working things out. We've had the software developers like, yeah, what about that? Because normally our tenants get a rental on the marquee, which we rent out, but they have no need for that. So we're like, well, maybe we'll do a trade. Coffee and gelato for the cost of the marquee rental, if that doesn't suit you.
And they
Yeah.
can bring their clients down here and have,
Oh, it's perfect.
have a spot to hang out. So.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. Hey, I just noticed the big TVs over there. So
Uh-huh.
what will you have on there?
I should probably turn them on. Those are our menu boards.
Oh, okay.
Didn't think to put those on when I asked about the big screen, and he said it wouldn't video. We have changeable menu boards, and then one of them is set up just with pictures, rotating pictures and videos and things like that.
Nice. Now, can you do my holiday baking? Call in and
Absolutely, we can.
Yes,
Oddly
yes,
enough.
yes, we can.
So-
Can you box them and put Janie's name on them?
Yeah.
From Janie?
so you can call in and order, or hope there's cookies here when you
Absolutely.
get here.
No, ordering's the best.
Okay.
We do pre-orders for the cookie trays. This is not a tray, but we're calling it a cookie
Great
tray.
assortment there, too.
Yes.
There's 40 pieces in there.
40 pieces.
So we'll serve 20 people or 2, depending on how much you eat. Or
She
one.
knows us, huh?
Yeah.
One.
But yeah, we do have forms that you can fill out or call ahead and fill out. We highly suggest, if you really want to get a couple of insurance agents in town have called and said, can I get 10, can I get 12, and I'll pick them up on X day for Christmas presents. But you can always come in but like you said, then you're kind of at the mercy of
Yeah.
what's there and do we have enough.
Sure.
So we have baking, we're doing a 72-hour in advance call-in, so we're taking orders through December 18th for pickup through the
Okay.
21st.
Okay.
Just because next year we'll have a smaller window, but this year we just want to ensure if you order that we can deliver.
Okay.
So we're just giving ourselves that cushion. So you can call in and do it over the phone or stop in. We have little order forms. But yeah, a lot of people are using them you can take this out of the box and put it on your plate and say, I baked all day for you.
Okay.
You totally
Yeah.
can. We won't be insulted. But a lot of people are giving them as corporate gifts, like as for their
Great
clients.
idea.
Nice. Yeah. My family doesn't expect much from me, so
Well, then you'll be a
You can
star if you
wow
walk
them.
in with that.
so anything I bring, they're like, hey.
Yeah.
Yes, I like that.
And we
Well,
actually did have a woman call too that said, well, I don't want to do cookie trays, but can I get a dozen small different flavor pints and
That's
of
great.
gelato?
So you
And I'm
sell
like,
by
yeah.
the pints.
But again, I said
Sure.
call ahead. So if there's a specific flavor, we need to make enough, because if you want all vanilla, you're only going to get, I don't know the number of pints we can make out of a tray of vanilla. But
now, just asking for a friend, is it just pints, or are there?
we can do.
You
They're
can do-
quarts.
Okay.
Don't you worry.
Barrel size.
Got you covered.
We got it all.
It's just for a friend.
Just for friend. And
Yeah.
you tell your friend that you could put more than one flavor in there if you'd like.
Oh,
And we took home some cannolis the other day, which were exceptional as well. So,
Thank you. Yeah, we pipe our cannolis. We make the filling from scratch, and we pipe them to order, like a real. They're Sicilian cannoli, not Northern cannoli. But yeah, if you ever go in and they're there are some in the case, you will not get the one in the case, just so you know, because they get soggy as they sit. The shell gets soggy, so we pipe it to order, but we want people to know we have them. So they
So what do you do with the soggy ones? I'd be in the back chowing down.
They do get eaten. The staff
That's what the
enjoys,
spoons are for.
Yeah.
The staff enjoys the soggy ones in the edge of when you cut a tray. There's always a little bit around the edge that doesn't get
Of the
used.
tiramisu.
Of the tiramisu,
Okay.
so they're quite happy about that. The ricotta cheesecake as well. There's always seems to be one that gets
Yeah,
nice.
doggone it.
missed when it pulled out.
Holy
yeah.
smokes.
Exactly.
Tough job, but someone has to do it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So I know your little brains are thinking all the time, both of you, because I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
And so where are you going? What's going to be next on as far as in here? Because I know you got some ideas.
I'm thinking a movie night would be great to do maybe some old silent movies or really do a nod to the movie theater aspect. We can do something with that.
I have a great artist that, online to do paint and sips.
Oh, wow.
So you
Oh.
come in and, do the creative thing, and that's what that backstage area will be great. We want to do, like, we're looking right now trying to figure out how to do birthday parties where you would make your own gelato, and then you
Oh.
get to eat it. Things like that, bachelorette parties, baby showers. We're just trying to figure out how to the logistics of it all. How to take a vision of an idea and actually make it sustainable that works, that you can deliver what you promise.
And we're talking to several of our musician friends about playing, especially more towards summer when we can use the patio a little more and put the fire pits and the bocce courts. Have a little bocce tournament.
Yeah, the bocce tournament. I had no idea. Like I mean, we played our family reunion because I'm Italian, but the number of people that have come in that are like, I can't wait. When are we going
Can I
to play?
bring my own
When are we
bocce
gonna
balls?
And
Oh my.
You have your own. It's kind of like, wow, I can't get past you have your own.
I don't know whether to be impressed or
Yeah, it's
concerned.
kind of interesting.
but I think so. That'll definitely be that is. We've had people like say, can we do leagues? Can we do different things like that? So yeah, the music, the
certainly see
bocce,
leagues, yeah.
yes, be lots of fun.
But music will be fun. Even in the winter, we may have a couple of our friends set up on the little raised area there and call it a stage.
We want it to be
Guitars.
like our sister company, Valley Cafe, a place where the community comes, gathers, sees their friends, makes new friends. That's been the best part. Like, so many people know each other, but there have actually been friendships made, and now they come in, they do things together outside of the restaurant, and they've made relationships, and that's what really makes us tick, is how can we bring more people together in this community. Like when we came here, we had no idea, and we've just loved. That's why we stayed here. Our original intent was to make another Valley Cafe in another community, and once we got here, we're like, oh no, we're just going to stay here and do something different, because it's just been it's phenomenal, and to be a part of what's happening downtown,
Sure.
the revitalization. I haven't even had that.
Maybe you need one.
The revitalization of downtown has just been, it's been great. Like to hear people say, I haven't seen people downtown like this in so long, and so and even just the couple days we've been open, to see the pedestrian traffic from one side of the corner from the valley to here and back and forth. My girlfriend came, she's like, I ate my gelato first, then went over to the Valley Cafe for dinner. Then she came back and got quarts to take home. I'm like, that's the full experience there, sister.
Start with an appetizer. That's a motto of mine.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But yeah,
Drew, how are
the
we
gathering
doing on
place
time?
is the biggest for us.
Okay. Well, Drew gave me the signal, so that means it's about time that we have
Gotcha.
to say goodbye. Go ahead and sign us out. Michael does the best sign out.
Well, on behalf of my beautiful co-host, Jamie Parrish, and the wonderful Makotas, and at Dolce on the Strand, have a great week.